Hey there and welcome. Thanks for joining me. If this is your first time to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. And don't forget to click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. It'll help my channel grow. So for the first tutorial we're going to use is one of these wood signs that you can get at Dollar Tree. And the reason why I'm using this wood sign is because I'm going to put this display on one of my window sills. And I didn't want anything too wide. I needed something narrow that would fit on my windowsill. So basically what I'm doing is sanding down where the words are at, and then just sanding a light sand down on either side, all the sides of this wood sign. Now, if you don't have one of these and you want to use it for something else, you can use say one of the thankful Thanksgiving signs that they had, or even maybe like a cutting board if you don't want to put it on a windowsill, or if your windowsill is wide enough for that. I wanted to whitewash it a little bit, so what I did was basically get white paint, and just a little bit goes a long way when you're going to whitewash, and just brush it onto my board. Set that aside, and then I got these they're little milk jars, and what I did was pour some green apple barrel paint, and I'll leave the exact color down below. I added it to one of my jars and then added a little bit of water. I've seen this technique done from a few other DIYers, and I wanted to give it a try. I've never done it this way, and the reason why I wanted to do it this way is because I wanted to have kind of a see-through. I wanted it to be transparent, the jars. I didn't want it to be completely coated with paint. So what I did was basically, again, just mix the paint with the water inside the jar. And I thought it was too watery, so what I decided to do was go ahead and add a little bit of paint to my other two jars. That way when I poured that extra watered down paint, it would just make it a little bit thicker. But you just mix it around, pour it, and then once you're pouring it to the opposite jar, basically you're turning the jar that has the paint in it so it can be coated at the same time. And then you just do the same process to all three jars. And since I had poured paint into these jars, I just grabbed the paintbrush and just kind of mixed it in there again, and then again just twisting it and making sure it was nice and coated. And then I flipped it over to the jar that still remained that I needed to coat, and then went from there and did the same process. Now, once you're done coating them, go ahead and flip them over in some kind of paper plate or cardboard or anything, just so the drippings the extra paint can drip down. And here I am doing the same process to the second jar. And then I'm just going to leave the second jar over the third jar for a few minutes just to make sure a lot of that dripping goes down in there. It'll take longer, so it won't take as long to dry. And then just go ahead with the paintbrush and, fill in the gaps and make sure it's nice and coated and even. And then just twist it and go ahead and pour any excess out into the sink or what have you, and then just flip all of them over. Allow all the jars to dry that way, flipped over upside down for a good hour or two, and then put them right side up and allow them to dry for I allowed them to dry overnight. So I would say a few hours, just so they can be completely dry. Once they're completely dry, go ahead and add some E6000 and hot glue to the bottom of each one of the jars, making sure the decorative sign that's on the milk jars is facing forward. And I just glued them kind of evenly, one in the center and two on the either side of the board. And then I got this Noel sign from Family Dollar. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of hot glue on one of the letters and glue it onto the jar itself. And the reason why I just used hot glue and a little bit of it is because I want to go ahead and remove that sign after the holidays are over, and be able to still use this on my windowsill and just change the pics from here. So this is something that you can use all year round. So just go ahead and pick a color that you like, or that your kitchen is, or wherever you're going to place this at, that matches, and that way you can use it all year round. So here I am just adding some picks, and basically I just bent the bottom of the pick so it can kind of sit nice in the edge of my milk jar so it'll stay in place. pretty simple, pretty cute. I think it's a really adorable display for a windowsill, and I'm going to use this in my window over my sink for all year. So just go ahead and set that aside. And now we're going to start our second DIY. Now, a few of you guys have asked and requested for me to do a hula hoop, farmhouse, woodland style centerpiece. So this is what I'm doing. What I did was basically remove the sticker off of the hula hoop. And I added some foam onto a paper plate using my hot glue gun, opened the hula hoop and inserted it into the foam square, adding some hot glue on the edges of each one of the parts of the hula hoop. Now, this is one of the larger hula hoops from Dollar Tree. It's about 24, I believe 22 to 24 inches in the center, I guess you could say, from top to bottom. But of course, you can use one of the smaller ones, or you can even use the foam ones if you don't want it to be this big of a display. But like I said, a few of you guys have requested, so here you go. This is going to be my woodland hula hoop centerpiece. What you're going to do after you've added your glue to your hula hoop, go ahead and get 2 of the Christmas trees and break them kind of not in half, a little bit higher than half the point. So you're going to go ahead and break them apart, and then you're just going to insert them into the foam. I inserted the larger one on one side and the smaller one on the other. Now I'm going to grab the second Christmas tree and do the same process, except for adding the larger side on the side where I added the smaller part first from my first Christmas tree. But you'll see what I'm going to do. So basically, I'm just kind of pulling it apart. You don't have to pull it apart too much because you're going to mess with it once it's on your display. So go ahead and if you notice, I broke it a little bit, but I wanted to show you, you basically kind of just eyeball where you want to break it, and then you just bend it and it basically breaks. And then again, I'm going to use the larger part on the opposite side of where I used the larger one from my first Christmas tree. And I just inserted it into the foam. I didn't add any glue. I didn't think I needed to. But if you notice, I am twisting one of the stems onto my hula hoop, and you'll notice in a few minutes, I'm going to actually glue it there so it'll stay in place. Once you've added your Christmas tree garland type style, was what we're going to call it, the garland to your hula hoop centerpiece, you're just going to go ahead and adjust all the stems. And if you notice, the second small part of the Christmas tree, I inserted in the back, kind of facing up. If you see, that's the way it looks from the back. And I did that way there's going to be a front and a back to this, but you're also going to decorate the back. So in case you want to put it actually on your dining room table, it'll look pretty all around, not just in the front. But I'm not putting as much decoration to the back because I do want to make sure you know where the front and the back is on this one. But feel free, if you don't want it that way and you want it to be basically decorated the same all around, instead of putting your small point Christmas tree up, just go ahead and lay it down like you did the first one, and then you can just go ahead and decorate both sides. So here are some of the items that I'm going to be using for my display. So my centerpiece. I had 2 of those deer heads, and then I had this owl. And I really wanted to use this owl, and you'll see that I put it in different areas, but you'll notice what I end up doing afterwards. Here are some of the items. I'm using some of these plastic pine cones that I got from Dollar General, and then I'm also using some they're like I want to say jute twine balls that I got from Dollar General as well. And then everything else is from Dollar Tree. I grabbed some of the white berries, and I decided just to go ahead and cut each one of the berry stems so I could have 3. They come 4 in a stem, but I've already used one. So I'm just going to remove the 3 that I have still left on this stem, and just go ahead and start inserting them into my display. And here's where your creativity comes into play, and just basically just decorate as you like. and use whatever you like on these centerpieces. They're for you. They're customized to your style, to your home. So just play with it. Don't be scared to add and remove whatever you like. If you're not too sure where you're going to place something, just don't glue it. Just lay it there and see if you like it. And then once you're happy and you know you're going to leave it there for sure, then you glue it. And you see, I didn't glue the stems and I haven't glued the owl yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them where I have them right now. So just go ahead and start inserting and adding any decorations you like. These are the larger vase fillers that you can get at Dollar Tree. They come 3 in a pack. I couldn't find the smaller ones for the life of me. I know I have some in my stockpiles, but I can't find them, so I decided to use the larger ones. And I was happy I used the larger ones. They actually make more, you can see them more, instead of just like the small mini ornaments. I'm adding some pine cones, and here I'm adding some of those small plastic ones that I got from Dollar General. I really love these small pine cones from Dollar General. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some more. Try to make it up there and get some more for all year because my style for my kitchen is farmhouse. So I know I'll use those pine cones all year round in different decorations. So if you guys want to go ahead and grab some, go ahead and do so because I am going to be picking up a few more packets just to have on hand for fillers and different decorations that I have in mind for spring. So here I am adding some of the mini Christmas ornaments, the gold color. And don't forget that if you don't like the gold or silver color that these little mini Christmas ornaments come in, just grab some paint and paint them, or put them on a stick and spray paint them any color to match your Christmas decor. Here I am adding some more of the larger pine cones. And these pine cones, they were the cinnamon scented ones that came in a huge bag at Dollar Tree. I haven't found any more at my local Dollar Trees. I wish I would have picked up some more, but if I do find them here and there, I'm sure going to pick them up. So I decided to go ahead and go with a large gold Christmas ornament from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to glue it in the center of my centerpiece. I went ahead and removed the owl. I guess I'm not going to use the owl after all. I tried. So here I am adding my little berries. Like I said, I didn't glue those on yet because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to display it. Here is the back, and you'll notice that I'm going to start adding a little bit more decorations to the back because I don't want it that plain. Another idea is if you want this to be a little bit more cost friendly and you don't want to use as much decoration at this from front and back, go ahead and add a large bow to the back of this centerpiece and it'll look really pretty, and you can still put it on a table and it'll still be decorated on both sides. And these little berries, I just cut them from the top of my larger stems. And here I am just kind of figuring out and thinking what I'm going to add to this. So what I decided to do is add this white wired burlap ribbon that I got from Dollar General, and it was $2. And actually this one, it is $2 normally, but since it was in the fall decorating decor, it was 50% off, so I actually got it for $1. But it's normally there all year round, she said, and it's for $2 normally. So if you want to go ahead and grab that white burlap, or just get the normal colored brown burlap from Dollar Tree. Make yourself a bow, and I just added some jute twine in the center so I can tie it onto my hula hoop. Now I wanted to go ahead and use these deer heads, that ornaments from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to show you here how you can hang it from the top if you want to do it this way. I just added a longer jute twine piece of rope on top, making sure it's in the center, and then you just add it onto the top of your hula hoop, and then you're just going to basically center it wherever you'd like, and then you can add a little bit of glue to the top where your jute twine is going to lay, and then you just tie a knot. I decided not to do that. I wanted to go ahead and do it a different way. So what I did was remove the deer head from the actual ring itself that it comes with, and then I decided to go ahead and cut that ring in 4 pieces. I couldn't use normal scissors. They weren't sharp enough, at least mine weren't. So I just grabbed my pliers and just went ahead and cut the ring into 4 pieces. And what I'm going to do with these 4 pieces is basically add it to my centerpiece as well. Just adding them to any area you'd like, wherever you think you need that little glitter. I didn't want to add too much glitter, but I did want to add a little bit because I'm going to use the deer head, and the deer head does have glitter. So I just went ahead and decided to do it this way instead of adding anything else with glitter, since I wanted this to be more of a farmhouse, rustic, woodland kind of centerpiece. Another option, if you wanted to, instead of adding the white berries, is maybe just go ahead and frost all your branches. And I know there's spray paint that you can do that with, or you can just grab some white chalk paint and brush it on like a dry brush onto your branches as well.
Here, open the door for Luna.
And then once you've added all your 4 pieces of the ring, just go ahead and figure out where you want to put your deer head. And I just decided on adding it right here in the corner. But before I added to the corner, I went ahead and removed the little greenery that it comes around the neck, and just saving that. I'm going to add it into my little junk box for another project. Just add a good amount of glue, or you can even add E6000, and then add it to wherever you'd like. And like I said, I'm putting it right here in the edge. And I was still determined to think about how I could add the deer head hanging, because I didn't want to add a light. You can, if you wanted to, you could add a candle there, but I didn't. So what I did was went ahead and set that aside so I could keep thinking about how I'm going to do that. And I went ahead and decided to grab my wired lights, and I get these off of Amazon, and I'll put a link down below so you can know which ones I use. I like them because they have that small little battery pack, and it actually already comes with the battery included. So for the price that you get these, is basically comes to about the same amount as you would with Dollar Tree ones, including the batteries as well. So I'll leave that link down below for you. But just go ahead and add any kind of wire lighting that you have around wherever you like in your display. And these wire lights, they're pretty long, so they really do add a lot of lighting. So I just went ahead and twisted it around everywhere and all over the place around my greenery. And there you go. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue to the battery pack and add it to the bottom where my plate is at. So what I ended up doing was grabbing my bow, and I just added a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put it to the side of my display. And then I just kind of finish the ribbon off in little points, and just adjust your bow. And there you have it. Now what I'm going to do is you can add your deer head right there, but I decided to go ahead and add it to my centerpiece display bottom. So I just went ahead and kind of tucked it in right here in the back of my large Christmas ornament. Got one of the mini pine cones and added it to my bow instead. And there you have it. Your hula hoop farmhouse woodland style centerpiece. So what do you guys think? I hope you guys enjoy. Until next time, you guys stay blessed, and don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. It'll help my channel grow, and I appreciate everyone that has subscribed. Thanks again. Till next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.